Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be continuing my makeup collection and declutter series, and today I'm tackling the second half of my eyeshadow palettes, and there are a lot of them. Like a lot. I really can't guarantee I'm going to be too good during this declutter part because eyeshadows really are my weakness. I'm hoping I can get rid of a good amount of these, but we'll see. I'm not promising anything. Let's start with the ones I know I'm keeping. Urban Decay Stone Vibes. Stinking love it. It's so good. Definitely not going anywhere. Too Faced Sweet Peach Palette. Not going anywhere. I love this. BH Cosmetics Los Angeles Palette. Freaking gorgeous. Keeping it. Let's see. The Alyssa Edwards ABH palette. I'm thinking I can pass on this. Yeah, it's just not really a color story that screams to me, so I'm actually going to pass on that. Let's see. Another ABH palette is the Subculture Palette, and I love this color story so much. I haven't gotten a chance to, there's like fuzzies everywhere. Haven't got a chance to use this enough to really form an opinion on it, but when I found this, I knew I had to get it because the color story just screamed at me. So I'm going to put this in my maybe pile. I plan on keeping it, but mostly because I want to get some use out of it and see really how I think about it. What I think about it, I guess. This one, these are like, half of these are Makeup Revolution. This Makeup Revolution palette is going to go. It's the Redemption palette Matte Brights. I just don't care about it. It's not, like, it's all mattes. It's like a rainbow palette. I'm not like super big on rainbow palettes, honestly. So that can go. This is the Neutrals versus Neutrals. I think I'm going to pass on this one. Also, I'm keeping a lot of other neutral palettes, and this one's just not calling to me. This is the Girls on Film. I'm going to pass on this one also. Again, same thing. It's all neutrals pretty much. Let's start back here. This is the Dia de los Muertos palette. And I actually think I'm going to pass on this. Like, this color story is just not vibing with me anymore. So that's going to go. This is the Ultimate Color Chaos palette. I actually think I'm going to keep this one. This one was meant to be a dupe for the Urban Decay Electric palette. And this isn't just like a rainbow palette to me. This is like a 1980s delicious, you know, palette. So I'm actually going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. This one I'm going to pass along. This is the Mermaids versus Unicorns palette. And there's nothing wrong with these. I just don't care for it too much. Like, I just never use it. It's not something that's going to break my heart to get rid of, so it's going. This is the Salvation Palette Iconic Pro 2. Again, I think I'm going to pass on this. The Run Boy Run. Actually, I think I'm going to keep this one. I think this is going to go in my maybe pile. Because I know I used to love it, but I haven't used it in a very long time, so we'll see. And I have like a ton of their chocolate bar palettes. This is the Chocolate Vice. Let me see how that actually compares. Those are actually very similar. Like, very similar. Let me swatch some of these, see if the quality is any different. I really shouldn't keep both of these. Let me see. Yeah, they're just like way too similar. I don't know which one to keep. Like, they're both the same quality. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to keep this one, the chocolate one. And I'm going to pass this one along, actually. Put that over here. I'm going to pass the Run Boy Run one away. And this is supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep this, but I'm going to put it in my maybe pile just so I can see, test it out, see if it's worth keeping. This is the Golden Bar Chocolate Bar eyeshadow palette. Again, this is going to go in my maybe. Just going to start falling. This is the Pink Fizz. This is going to go in my maybe, but I'm pretty sure I want to keep this because it's just so beautiful. But it's going to go in my maybe. This is the Naked Chocolate. Again, it's going to go in my maybe. This is the Sprinkles palette. I am keeping this. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, it's like a rainbow palette, but not typical rainbow. It is all shimmers, which is okay. I don't always hate an all shimmer palette. I usually don't hate an all shimmer palette, but it's got to be like really fun. I'm going to put this in my maybe pile just so I can get some use out of it and see how I feel about that. This is the I Heart Revolution coffee palette. I am keeping this. Oh my gosh, this color story. Oh, I just love it so much. Definitely keeping that. I'm running out of room for palettes. Oops. This is the Red Velvet palette. Also keeping this one. Oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. See, I feel like I'm missing one. Where did my... Oh no. It's going to be in the other part. So these two are meant to be dupes for the Urban Decay Naked palettes. So this is meant to be a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked, like the original Naked, I think. And then this is meant to be a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked 3, I think, which is like the pinky rose gold one. I'm going to pass along this one just because I'm keeping other neutral palettes that I like more. But I don't know about this one. I don't really have any other like kind of neutral palettes that run rose gold. Or I may have just shown you one and I just like, I'm brain dead. I mean, not really. I'm going to put this in my maybe pile. I know I like the quality, but I want to be able to compare it to some of the other maybe palettes. Let's see. Everything's gonna fall. This is Ciate London, the Velvet palette. This is gonna go in my maybe. This is very beautiful, the color story and the shimmers and everything, but I need to use it to form an opinion. You know what I mean? This is the Alamar Cosmetics Spanglish palette. This is 100% staying with me. This is incredible, so gorgeous, and that's not going anywhere. That's staying right here with me. This is the Ciate London, the Editor palette. I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep this one too because yes. Yes, that's staying. Start putting those there. This one is staying also. This is the You Can Be Magical Spell palette. Magic Spell palette. This is meant to be a dupe for one of the Lime Crime palettes. I don't remember which one, but the quality is gorgeous and I love it and I'm keeping it. Keeping this one. This is the Colourpop Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon palette. It's beautiful and it's Sailor Moon, so it's staying. This is the Powerpuff Girls palette. This palette feels so heavy, especially compared to the Sailor Moon one. The Sailor Moon one feels weighty, but this one is like real hefty. This is the Powerpuff Girls palette, if I didn't say so already. It's beautiful. I mean, just look at it. It's so beautiful. It does have 2 pressed glitters, but honestly, they're so finely milled that they really don't even feel like pressed glitters to me. They just feel like chunky shimmers, really. And I love them. And I really don't care about pressed glitters and palettes, so I'm keeping that. This is the Esmeralda 2 by Beauty Creations. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile because I'm really not sure how I feel about this. So that's going in the maybe. This is Copycat Mediterranean. This is supposed to be a dupe for one of the ABH palettes. I'm going to put this, ooh, I just stuck my nail in there. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile because I'm pretty sure I want to keep it. I want to get some good use out of it so I can really be 100% certain, you know? Got 3 more in this stack, and then I still have a lot more to go through. These are all Profusion palettes. This one is the Amber Eyes palette. And I really like this. I love this color story for neutrals. I'm keeping it. And then I'm probably going to keep both of these too. I'm definitely keeping the Chestnut Eyes. Whoops. Definitely keeping the Chestnut Eyes palette. And then the Merlot Eyes, I think I can pass this one along. It's not really speaking to me, so I can pass that along. Alright, so I went and I grabbed the second half of my smaller palettes, and I realized I actually missed some of the ones that should have been in my smaller palette portion, which are these 3 from Kaleidos. And they are some of the Futurism palettes. So this one is the Futurism 5 palette, and I call this one my Taco Bell palette. Just the color story, for some reason, reminds me of like old school Taco Bell. But yeah, I'm keeping all of these because they are so gorgeous. So there's that one. This is the Futurism 3. I really wish that the names were just like printed on the packaging instead of having these kind of like obnoxious little plasticky things. And then this is the Futurism 6. Yes. This one is the Lunar Lavender, Astro Pink, and Electro Turquoise. So I am keeping those ones up here. I'm also going to keep my Kaleidos Flower Punk palette. It's staying. It's so beautiful. Cannot get rid of that. Also, I have 2 of the Kaleidos Club Nebula palettes by Angela Nyquist? I don't know how to say her name. I'm so sorry. I don't follow her on social media, so I don't know anything about her, but I just saw this palette and I saw that it was going to be limited, and I nearly had a heart attack because it's so stinking beautiful. I just had to get my hands on it. I think I got mine during the very last restock that they did, but one of mine came with a couple shattered shades. I was able to later go back and kind of fix them and clean it up, but it had like, I don't know, before I thought to try and fix it, I had emailed them about the broken shades, and they just ended up sending me a new one, which I'm very grateful for. I was not expecting that, especially because I figured that with it being limited, they would have pretty limited stock, so that was pretty surprising. But I'm gonna keep one, and I'm gonna pass the other one along because I as much as I love it, I don't need to keep both. It's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy people talk, right? Trying to keep both. Let's see here. I'm keeping my Jeffree Star Alien palette. If you knew me in real life, you'd know that this palette is like, it's me in a palette. It's, and it's just beautiful. So I'm keeping that. Definitely keeping my Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. Incredible. Incredible. Keeping that. I have no place to put stuff I'm keeping though. Let's try, and I got a lot of stuff here, so let's try and figure this out. I am keeping my Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. I know I heard a lot of people say that they were just not impressed with this, and I'll be honest, when I first saw that they were going to be coming out with, you know, a palette called Naked Honey, and I'm pretty sure even when I saw some of the initial pictures, I thought it was going to be more yellow than it is, which I don't know why I thought that. I think people think yellow when they think honey, maybe because it's like Winnie the Pooh or something, like because the honey pot's yellow. But honey's not really yellow, is it? It's more like an amber color or like an orangey kind of color. It's like deeper. It's not really yellow. So I don't really know why I was thinking yellow, and I've seen a lot of people say that they were expecting it to be more yellow. But then I really thought about it and I was like, I don't actually know why. But it is beautiful, and the shimmers are beautiful. The mattes blend great. I'm keeping that. Let's see, where am I going next? I am keeping the Colourpop Hocus Pocus Witching Hour palette. This is new to my collection. This is the newest Hocus Pocus collection that they came out with, and it's gorgeous, and I'm keeping it. Plus it's Hocus Pocus, so like you could not pry it from my cold dead fingers because it's Hocus Pocus. Let's see. I am going to keep all of my Jaclyn Hill Morphe Vault palettes. I only have 3 of the 4, just because the 4th one, the more neutral one, just I didn't really care for too much. It just wasn't, I don't know. I didn't care about it. This one is Bling Boss. This is the more purple one. And I'm going to put this in my maybe pile because I need to get some use out of this. Build some thoughts on it. This is Dark Magic. I am keeping this one for sure. This color story is incredible. So that's staying. And this one is Armed and Gorgeous. Again, the color story is just incredible. So that one is staying. The only thing I will say about this palette, it's a little redundant with some of the shades. I haven't used this palette on my eyes yet, so maybe I should put this in my maybe pile. But these 2 shades, Agent and Secure, at least in the pan, look very, very similar. And then Prowl and Smooth Criminal obviously are different, but I feel like the tone is the same. Prowl is just deeper, so I'm not sure how necessary that was. I'm going to put this in the maybe. Here I was thinking I was just going to keep all 3 of them. This is the Give Me Glow Christmas Morning palette. This is 100% staying. This is not going anywhere. This is insane. The shimmers in this. I'm not even going to swatch them because I'm just going to get stuff everywhere. But if you know, you know. And this is not going anywhere. I want to try and go over the ones like I like know exactly what I'm doing with them and leave the other ones kind of hanging about to deal with that later. This is the Storybook Cosmetics. I have it in the packaging because it just, this is the Van Gogh painting, or I guess specifically the Starry Night painting by Van Gogh palette, and the packaging is like a frame and it's so cool, and the box has like texture on it, like the oil painting. It's just incredible. Don't actually know why it has a drawer here. I'm guessing so you can put brushes or something. But I kind of wish it was just like a thinner palette. But I do like that their things look like books. I think that's really cool. You know, obviously there's Storybook Cosmetics. It goes with the whole theme. But this is the palette, and it's beautiful, and I love it so, so much. This makes me so happy to look at, and I'm probably just going to keep it in the packaging forever, which usually I don't do. I hate keeping things in the packaging because it just makes it less accessible, and then I'm less likely to use it. But the packaging is the frame for the painting. Like, how can I take it out of there? Where am I going next? Shroud Cosmetics. The palette that I shared, was it earlier in this? It might have been the last video I did. It was either earlier in this video or the video before this, where I showed another palette where I couldn't remember the new name of the brand. It's Shroud Cosmetics, formerly known as Strobe Cosmetics. This is the Arcana palette, or Arcana palette. I was going to say Arcana. Is it Arcana or Arcana? I say Arcana. Do I say Arcana? I don't know. I feel like a switch. But this is really, really beautiful. It's like a grungy, muted, colorful type of situation. And the shimmers in this palette are crazy. The mattes are super pigmented, and it's just super beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. So obviously I'm keeping that. This is the Hocus Pocus Gather Round Sisters palette from last year's Hocus Pocus launch. I think it's from last year. Last year. And this is what this one looks like. A little bit less colorful, but still really pretty, and it's Hocus Pocus, so you know I'm not getting rid of it. This has makeup all over it, but this is the I Heart Revolution. I don't know why I thought I was saying that weird. It's late, I'm sorry. Tasty Chili palette. Look at the chilies on it. So cute. I did have to repress this shade when I opened it. It was shattered. And my husband had gotten it for me for Christmas, I think it was for Christmas last year, and so it was too late to really do anything about it because he had bought it a while before that. So I repressed this one. I tried to kind of repress the corner of this one a bit because the corner in that was shattered, but the quality in this palette is so good. I love it so much, and that is staying. Let's see, what else is staying? Oh, this guy is going away for sure. This is the Makeup Revolution color book in 05. This is the blue version. When these first came out, I thought they were such a cool idea. They're like a dual-sided book with like this little plastic divider. One side is all mattes, and then on the other side are the same colors but in shimmer version. I used this once. I was not impressed. I don't know, maybe I'll put this in my maybe pile. Like, I really want to like it. It's just, I can't remember if I had a problem with the shimmers or if I had a problem with the mattes. It was one of them, and the other ones worked fine. I want to say it was, I don't know. Maybe I was just like having a bad makeup day. They're swatching just fine, but I don't understand why I had such a problem. Or maybe it was just like a perceived problem because I wasn't in a good mood or something. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. Because if I can get this to work for me, I really love this concept. And if I can get it to work for me, I might keep an eye out for the other color stories. We'll see. That's in the maybe section there. See, I have this Spicy Sriracha palette by Peachy Queen, and I love this palette. I'm definitely keeping it. I think I used this to make like a Halloween fall type look before. I don't remember, but I really like the look that I made with this. The The mattes are very pigmented. The shimmers are very shiny. It's very beautiful, and it's sriracha themed, so clearly I have to keep it. I'm not going to do very good on the eyeshadow decluttering situation because eyeshadows are my #1 makeup weakness. So, yeah. This is the Colourpop Sweet Talk palette. Definitely keeping this one. It's great. I love it so much. The pressed glitters I think are gorgeous. I don't mind pressed glitters at all, especially this one. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. So that's staying. That's definitely staying. This is the Revolution, the Makeup Revolution chilled palette. This is like their hemp marijuana themed palette. I'm pretty sure this is going to stay, but I do want to put it in my maybe pile to get some more use out of it. Let's see where I am on that, but I'm pretty sure that's going to stay. This one is staying for sure. This is the Living Coral palette. It says by Your Fragrance. I thought it's by You Can Be. I don't know why it says Your Fragrance. That's weird. But this is by You Can Be. And it's stinking beautiful. It's really beautiful. Actually, I just remembered. There are 2 other palettes I need to grab. But I'll grab those. Actually, I should grab it now while I'm thinking about it. Otherwise, I will forget. So give me a second. I'm keeping this. Okay. Well, they're shaking there. I went and grabbed them. I'll talk about them in a minute. This is the e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette. I was really attracted to this palette because of the half and half quality to it. So it's like this could be a 9-pan palette by itself. This side could be a 9-pan palette by itself because like the warms and the cools. I'm fairly certain I'm going to want to keep this, but I'm going to put it in the maybe pile just so I can try it out a bit more. See if I'm sure I want to keep it. This one I'm keeping absolutely for sure. This palette is bonkers. This is actually really bothering me. I'll fix that later. This is the e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette. When I tell you, if you are a fan of e.l.f. palettes and you can get your hands on the e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette, I feel like they really stepped their game up with this one. The e.l.f. palettes that are in this format, like the e.l.f. Opposites Attract one that I just showed you, are pretty universally good quality, but I feel like this one just took it to a whole new level. This shade, Paraíso, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Oh my god. Excuse me? Excuse me. Sea salt. The shimmers in this palette, oh my lord. Oh my goodness. This is staying 100%. 100%. That's not going anywhere. Okay, I'm not certain what I'm doing with these guys. Oh, I do know what I'm doing with this one though. This one's staying. This is the Ace Beauté Nostalgia palette. This is staying. This is so unique to my collection. Sorry, let me get in frame. I don't have any other palettes that like the color story looks like this, and I love it. Although I am, you know what? No, I'm not going to put this in my maybe pile because I know I like the quality and I know I like the color story. So, and I have so many other palettes that I'm going to need to test out in the next 5 months because they're in my maybe pile. So I know I want to keep this one. I'm going to keep it. That's all there is to it. Okay, this one, this Profusion New Moon Rising palette, I'm 100% keeping this. This palette is beautiful. This color story, again, super unique to my collection. Gorgeous. I love it. This one is the Profusion Mercury Retrograde. I'm also keeping this. I don't have any cool tone palettes that are like purpley cool tone, like in the sense that have also like the galaxy feel to it. This has 2 pressed glitters in it. I honestly, even if I hated the rest of this palette, I'd probably keep it for that pressed glitter because it's so beautiful. It just is. And then the shimmers in here are really nice. And I'm just very excited for this palette. So keeping that also. Not sure what I'm going to do with these for, so let's move that over to the side. Let's put those there. This one, this is the Smoke and Mirrors Soft Glam palette. I'm going to put this in my maybe pile. I'm pretty sure I want to keep this, but I want to try it out some more to be certain. This is supposed to be a dupe for one of the Huda Beauty palettes. Is it the New Nudes? I actually don't really know. I don't follow her palettes very much, so I'm not super sure, but I'm pretty sure. And I definitely know it's supposed to be a dupe for one of her palettes, but which one it is, I'm not certain. But the quality on these is so nice. Like, oh, what? Excuse me? Excuse me? What? The only thing that like weirds me out about this palette, and I know it's because they probably tried to dupe the Huda palette, is it has like this cream concealer type situation there, which I don't need that, but whatever, I can ignore it for the rest of the palette. These glitters are also beautiful, so I'm gonna put that in my maybe. I need to get some situations working out on there, figure out what I'm gonna do. Let's see, I am 100% keeping my Morphe Jeffree Star palette. I have gotten so much use out of this palette. I've traveled with it. I just feel like it's such a nice, well-rounded palette. I mean, it doesn't really need it, but I feel like it would be a little bit more well-rounded if maybe it had like a blue in there, but maybe that's just me because I like blue eyeshadow, but this palette's great and I'm definitely keeping it for sure. My palette pile is gonna fall over. Oh boy. I need to start moving things over here. Okay, I have this Jeffree Star Cremated palette. Again, I am keeping this. I know Jeffree Star is a very controversial person, but I mean, even if I had decided to never buy any of his products ever again, I already own these products and I spent my money on it and I like them, so I really see no reason in getting rid of them. So this is really beautiful and I'm keeping it. I am also keeping both of my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palettes. This is the original one. It's just so beautiful and I love it and I'm keeping it. I definitely need to get more use out of these, but like I'm not getting rid of them. And this is, what is it, volume 2? Is that what it's called? Yeah, it's gorgeous. So those are staying. And then this BH Cosmetics palette, the Foiled Eyes palette, I am pretty certain I'm going to keep this too. Let me just swatch some of these and make sure they're still good and kicking. That one's about to fall out. Some of the glue on some of these pans is like loosening in there. But yeah, those are still kicking around. So I'm going to keep that. Let's see. This Alice Through the Looking Glass palette, I am uncertain of because I love the idea of it. I love the packaging. The color story's okay. It's really not that impressive. When I bought it, I was like, oh my god, that color story, it's beautiful. But I'll be honest, I haven't used it enough to really like be certain of how I feel about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my maybe pile, which is growing larger and larger by the second. I think I'm going to have my eyeshadows is going to be what I have the most of in my maybe section. Sorry about the glare. Just because eyeshadows are like the hardest for me to let go of for some reason. I don't know why. They just are. I really have a hard time getting rid of eyeshadow palettes. Don't ask me why, I don't know. Okay, let's see. This Profusion palette in Temptress. It's really pretty, but I feel like I've like shown you guys these shades multiple times in other palettes. I don't know what to do. I really... You know what? I'm going to put it in my maybe pile. That's what I should do. When in doubt, the maybe pile. This is Velvet Matte by Profusion. And I'm going to keep this. I feel like I should start storing my shadows based on like color stories, or like my all matte neutral palettes, or like all my neutral palettes together, or something like that. I feel like that's gonna make things a lot easier for me, but as of right now I'm keeping this. This one is the BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic palette. I can't bear to get rid of this, so I'm keeping it. These are incredible. Like, oh my god, like if you like sparkly, shifty shadows, that's where it's at. I'm also not getting rid of this one. This is the BH Cosmetics Zodiac Love Signs palette. It's got more of those super sparkly, shifty shades with a highlight in the middle. The highlight is gorgeous. I think they have at least one other one. I think they might have two other ones, actually. But I definitely want whichever ones they have of these, because these are gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I am so weak when it comes to eyeshadows. Like, I'm not good. Ugh. This one I definitely can pass on. Yeah, I can pass on this one for sure. This is the Profusion Sultry palette. If I can even get it open. Yeah, there we go. This color story, nothing about it is really calling to me. So that is gonna pass along. Yes. This is the Kat Von D metal matte. Yeah, metal matte eyeshadow. So it's got a bunch of mattes on the bottom, shimmers on the top. I believe that this was the first eyeshadow palette that my husband bought for me. I'm pretty sure it was. Like that he went out on his own, picked it out, and bought it for me. I'm going to keep it either way, but I want to put it in my maybe pile to get some use out of it and see if this is something that I can maybe like just put to the side for sentimental value and not necessarily have it taking a room in my makeup collection, or if it's something I do want to get more use out of. Now I've got only 4 palettes left. I have this Rimmel London Magnifies Jewel Rocks Edition palette. I did a look with this the other day and it came out pretty cute. I'm just not sure how versatile this palette is going to end up being. But I do want to get some more use out of it and see how versatile it can be. So that'll go on my maybe side. This one is just full of just like deep kind of grungy fall tones, and I I don't know what it is about this palette, but I just want to keep it so bad. You know what? My soul is telling me to keep it. I'm going to keep it. And then these two are both going to go in my maybe pile. I'm pretty certain I'm going to keep these. But I'm going to put them in the maybe pile just to get some use out of. Double check myself. But let's see, where can I, like, do you see the glitziness? Like, these shades remind me, like, can you see? These remind me of some of the shades in the Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette, and I'm all about it. Like, even the way that they're, like, in there in the pan looks like them, like these kind of, like, chunky marble looking ones, and they swatch like them too, and they're so beautiful. So I'm gonna put these two in the maybe pile. Again, this one has some of those, like one of those types of shades too, and some other ones that are just really beautiful. And these are going to go in the maybe pile so I can get some use out of them, see if I really, really want to keep them. And there. Those are all of my eyeshadow palettes. And no, I did not do a good job on decluttering my eyeshadow palettes. But to be perfectly honest, I really didn't expect myself to. So, you know, fair's fair. Let's see. Out of all of the palettes in this video, I'm getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm getting rid of 12 palettes, which is, you know, it's not the craziest declutter ever, but it's better than having 12 eyeshadow palettes around that I'm not using. So I'm going to call that a win. And I literally I brought out a second box to put the makeup in that I am decluttering, and that box is full now. Okay. It's crazy. The bag that I was putting my maybe makeup in is now full. But from this video, we are in the maybe pile. We are putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 palettes. So that's not too bad. Even if I decide to keep all of the palettes in my maybe pile, that's only 12 palettes. So, I mean, that's like not too crazy, right? It's pretty crazy, but it's like not too crazy. I don't even want to count how many I'm keeping. Mostly because half of them I already put back in the other room. I will probably do a video closer to the end of December or maybe early January on my makeup collection numbers, my final numbers, now that everything is actually probably the beginning of January, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting some makeup for Christmas too. So I'll have more accurate numbers after Christmas. So I'll be doing a video on my makeup inventory numbers then. Yes. So, actually, I think I'm going to be changing how I do it too, because I feel like it would make a lot more sense instead of the way that I do it's a little confusing in the sense that I don't have a category for face palettes. What I do is I break my face palettes down into product. Like, if I have a face palette that has 1 blush, 1 bronzer, and 1 highlight, then I don't put that in a face palette category. I put the blush in the blush category, put the highlight in the highlights, and the bronzer. And I feel like that gets a little confusing, because then if I go and try and, like, if I want to go and buy a face palette, but I'm like, oh, I can't remember if I have this or not, or if I decluttered it or something, I can't go to, like, one location and be like, oh yeah, I have this face palette. I'd have to see, oh, this face palette has a blush, and then go search for that blush and be like, oh, okay, fine, I have this. I'm now realizing that it's a little confusing. So I think I'll be changing that. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will be doing, I think, one more collection declutter, and then I may or may not film my jewelry declutter. I'm not sure yet. I might, but we'll see. Anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.